Hello and welcome to the CTO Show with Mehmet. My name is Mehmet, and in each episode, I will be exploring the latest trends, insights, and strategies in topics like cybersecurity, digital transformation, emerging tech, startups, and entrepreneurship. From thought leaders and innovators to entrepreneurs and founders, who will hear from experts across a wide range of industries who are driving change and making an impact in the world of tech and business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. In today's episode, I want to talk about a term I'm sure probably heard a lot if you have spent any time in the startup world. The term minimum viable product, aka MVP. MVPs are a foundational concept in lean startup methodology. If you have read the book, maybe you saw it there. If you didn't, highly I advise you to read the book. The term was coined by Frank Robinson and popularized by Steve Blank and Eric Rice. It's a version of a product with just enough features to satisfy early customers and provide feedback for future product development. Why are MVPs important? Why not just build the whole product? Well, here's the thing. Building a product takes time, money, and resources, and it's all based on a set of assumptions about what your customers want. What if some of those assumptions are wrong? If you have already built the whole product, you've wasted a lot of resources building features your customers don't actually want. And this is, we talked previously about that, might lead to something we call technical debt. You cannot shift the product very easily. That's where the MVP comes in. It allows you to test your assumptions with actual users before you've invested too much into the product. There are different types of MVPs, and the type you choose depends on your product, your market, and the assumptions you are trying to test. Let's see some of these types of MVPs. There are multiple, as I said, and the first one I want to talk about, it's called the concierge MVP. This is where you manually do the task your product will eventually automate. I will give you an example. There is a company called Food on the Table. They wanted to build an app that recommended recipes based on sales at local grocery stores. But instead of building the app first, they started by manually finding sales and recommending recipes to their first users. It was labor intensive, but it let them validate their assumptions before investing in a full-fledged app. There's also another type called the Wizard of Oz MVP. With this, customers think they are interacting with a working product, but behind the scenes, it's all done manually. The great example, Zappos. Zappos, before investing in a full inventory and a full e-commerce platform, the founder manually bought shoes from local stores to fulfill the orders. The next one we have is the piecemeal MVP. This is where you use existing tools and services to deliver your product. An example here is Groupon. Their first version was a simple WordPress blog where they posted deals. When customer bought a deal, they would manually send them a PDF coupon. Another type is the smoke test MVP. This is where you create a landing page describing your product and see if people sign up or express interest. One of the greatest example, Dropbox. Dropbox used a smoke test MVP where they have created a video demonstrating how the product would work and included a sign-up link for interested users. The overwhelming response validated the demand for their product idea. The last type I want to mention today is the single feature MVP. This is where you build one core feature that solves a key problem and get that in front of users. Twitter started as a single feature MVP. The original product, Twitter, TWTR, only allowed users to update their status. As they validated the demand, they added more features over time. Remember, the goal of an MVP isn't to build a product with minimum effort. It is to learn about your customers with the least effort. It's about to getting out of the building, getting your product in the hands of real users and learning from their feedbacks. There's one more thing to remember about MVPs, and that's the importance of simplicity. In the tech world, there's a tendency to overcomplicate things, to add as many bells and whistles as we can. But with an MVP, the goal is to strip your product down to its core value proposition. What is the one thing that your product does better than anything else? That's what your MVP should focus on. It's about doing one thing and doing it well. It's also crucial to remember that an MVP doesn't necessarily need to be a downscale version of the final product. It can be totally different format that serves the same purpose. This approach allows you to remain flexible, adapt, and evolve based on user feedback and validation. A key tool that emerged in recent years to help build MVPs is no-code tools. No-code is a suite of platforms and tools that allow people to create software without having to write a single line of code. A lot of tools are out there, and we covered some of them on the pod before on YouTube channel, like Bubble, Adalo, Softer, and there are many now out there. And these tools can help entrepreneurs quickly build and test their MVPs without needing a full development team. With no code, you can create a functioning app, a landing page, a basic software platform with ease. No code not only democratizes the software development process, but also drastically reduces the time and money invested in creating your MVP. It's a great way to turn your idea into a reality quickly. And as startup grows, these no-code platforms can often scale with you as you need to become more and more outstanding and you want to bring the product to a more complex state. Then you can also shift to a full-fledged development platform. In conclusion, an MVP is not just about creating a smaller version of your final product. It's about learning and validating your assumptions about your customers and your market, and leveraging all the methodologies we talked about, and you can leverage also no code. It's easier than ever to create an MVP, get in front of users, and start learning process. That's all for today for this episode. I hope you enjoyed these insights, and don't forget to subscribe and share our show. And as usual, if you have any questions, if you have any feedback about this episode or about the show in general, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would be more than happy to discuss that with you. If you want also to be a guest, don't hesitate to reach me out by email, Twitter, or LinkedIn. Thank you very much, and until we meet in the next episode. Thank you.